Thanks. So I'm Kelly Larimer. I'm the Lands and Recreation Manager here at PUD. And I actually asked Jerry Nickel here, who's in charge of our capital project development, to give a presentation as well. We're running behind. We're not going to get it done in 5 minutes, but we'll do our best to move things along. But anyway, we're really excited to be here and share with you our projects, and we're pretty interested in what we're doing. So this is just kind of an overview of our presentation. We're going to talk a little bit briefly about relicensing and what went into recreation development as far as scoping. We're going to talk about what our capital requirements are for recreation development, and then some of the programs that are associated with recreation development. So Mark did a good job of giving you an overview of the Bruce Rapids project. You guys all have a good lay of the land here. This map right here shows all of the recreation sites on the Bruce Rapids project, both undeveloped and developed. As you can see, basically anywhere where people can reach the water, there's recreation. So you guys are familiar with the area. It's fairly undeveloped. We don't have a lot of population centers nearby, so most of the folks come from the west side. Boating by far is the biggest recreation draw to the project. And as you'll see with some of our projects, we're going to be enhancing more amenities for camping, trails, and those types of things. So kind of the theme through relicensing, clearly some of the things that we've been looking at for years and years are really providing a safe, healthy, satisfying experience for folks that come to the Bruce Rapids project, ensuring that our sites are accessible, ADA compliant, ensuring that our sites are compatible with the natural environment, sensitive to natural resources and other types of things that are common on the project. And we're sure, the district's mission is to provide low-cost energy, so we're trying to be very mindful of providing these types of experiences in a cost-effective way. So kind of the overarching goal here is to implement capital recreation development, and that's done under our recreation resource management plan. So through relicensing, there are stakeholder groups and various agencies and stakeholders that contribute to what types of projects they want to see in this license. And along with that, we identified some needs for them to have operation and maintenance plans for these new sites, to look at educational and interpretive opportunities, things such as exit floods, more information on the natural environment, and really what our goal is for long-term of the license for enhancements to existing and new recreation sites that may be identified in the future. This slide is one I've used for 4 or 5 years. This is kind of what we call our balance slide. And our department is also responsible for shoreline management. And with that plan, we really need to make sure that we're managing district lands and waters in a compatible fashion with various other license requirements, the HPMP, for example, Fish and Wildlife plans, and then those other factors that are out there, such as private development that are adjacent to the project, influences from, of course, this desire to use the land and water. And so there's a lot of things going on that we really need to be mindful of as we implement a variety of projects. And this is kind of the reality. We hear all the time, oh, you guys are doing way too much, why are you doing that? And then you have the other spectrum of, well, you're not doing enough. So our jobs are fairly complex in that we deal with a lot of folks who have different expectations, and we kind of joke that recreation planning has really on it. We actually have recreation sometimes. So really our job is to work with a variety of folks to manage expectations and response to folks as far as their ideas and needs are. So Mark kind of mentioned this in his presentation as well. Some of the factors, we've got a huge amphitheater at the project across thousands of people. So even though we have little development on the project, we get thousands and thousands of people on these weekends, and it really has an effect on district lands and waters and how we kind of design our sites and the type of population use we get. We also spend a substantial amount of time thinking about trash. This is our seasonal lands and rec crew. They do a fabulous job of picking up trash after busy weekends. With a lot of vandalism in some cases, depending on the concert that happens to be pretty large. And another consideration is we've got a lot of operational hazards too. the hazards that are out there, because we've got full fluctuations of 12 and 14 feet in some cases. Not that that happens all that often, but it does. So we got our license in 2008, we've got recreation requirements, we've got multiple projects that we're going to be developing, we've got a very aggressive timeline. All of our recreation development needs to be constructed by end of 2015. And as Jerry goes through this, we're going to see kind of the challenges that pose with us as we move forward with these projects.
Thanks, Kelly. So, the recreation capital projects that we have that were outlined within our relicensing process, all these sites were decided on by that group of stakeholders that got together for about a 10-year period to decide what was needed on the project. So I'm going to briefly go through these 17 sites that we're doing capital recreation project updates to, and then we also have 6 additional sites that are undeveloped sites that we monitor that I'll share with you in the presentation. So going from north to south, from the base of Rock Island down to the end of Three Rapids Dam, indicated on this map here. Like Mark mentioned, we have a 58-mile stretch of river that we manage recreation projects for on both sides of the river. The first one is Apricot Orchard. It's a small undeveloped site here. And our requirement is to enhance that site to make that boat launch more usable. So we'll be actually renovating the launch site and increasing the parking area there and just providing kind of a primitive boat launch there. This site is mainly used by fishermen and hunters. And this actually is in Development County, just right down from Rock Island Dam. And as you can see on the bottom of each slide, it will indicate what our deadline is. As Kelly mentioned, we have a lot of recreation capital projects to do in the next 3 years to construct. Next site, which most of you probably have heard of or have been to or know of, is Reservoir Recreation Area. Our requirement is an off-island portion, which is everything that's north of the bridge there at Reservoir. This is a campground that exists now, which we will be renovating as the Davies area. Shoreline Trail, north of that campground. Redoing the boat launch, making it usable at all full fluctuation water levels. Redoing the parking area, formalizing it, and making a nice swim area delineated so that the swimmers are actually separated from the boaters, which is a safety concern. And this channel here will be stretched out and deepened so that the boats can get in at all water levels. It'll be very handy. And then the shoreline here has eroded through the wave and wind fluctuations, and we will be stabilizing that shoreline as well. Next site is the Sunland Davies area. If you've been down to Sunland, this area is just south of the existing boat launch. Just this rocky little area here. Our requirement is to make a picnic area there, so there will be 5 picnic tables, a couple of swimming beach access areas, and a place for parking. This area is heavily used now by concert gorge users, and so by formalizing that and giving them places to park, it will help with the site degradation. Next site is the Frenchman Coulee boat launch. This is an area that's just down from Sunland Estates, area that's used quite frequently by hunters and fishermen. If any of you know of the rock climbing area called the Feathers, this is just down the road from that. It's the old Highway 10 that used to cross the river with the old bridge. So our requirement here is to upgrade this boat launch facility here. This is just the old county road that extends down to the water. So we will be renovating that boat launch, formalizing the parking area, and providing a 1-mile shoreline trail that goes along the river. Next site is Rocky Coulee, which is on the opposite side of the river, on the west side of the river. It's the other end of the old Highway 10, just north of this town of Vantage. It's an area that's frequently used, the primitive area here, frequently used by campers now for camping. So our requirement is to formally attend those camping spots. We have tent pads and a parking area, a couple of vault toilets, and enhance the area down here, the old Highway 10, for a boat launch. So that people can use that for a hand boat launch, not a motorized boat launch, but a hand. Next site, Kittitas County boat launch. That's the boat launch advantage. It's our highest use boat launch in the reservoir on the project. The proximity to the interstate there makes it a very popular site. As you can see, the existing launch is in need of repair, and the site will also be dredged. The channel will be dredged so that it can be used at all water levels. Very popular spot for water sports. The parking area now, we will just enhance that, restripe it, extend it a little bit to make it a little bit larger, because on busy use weekends we do have people parking out in the vegetation, so try to make that usable. And we'll also enhance some of the areas here and here for picnicking, so those areas can be away from the actual launch site now. Next site is Sand Hollow South. This primitive camping location now is located where Highway 26 and 243 converge. Right here along this stretch of the river convergence there. This is a very popular spot by campers that go to the Gorge Amphitheater. So our requirement is to actually enhance this but not change the primitive experience. We'll put in parking areas so that people can actually have their vehicles closer to their campsites, but still keeping the primitive feel in this location, because it's quite a popular location. Providing ADA accessibility and vault toilets in this location as well. Wanapum boat launch. This boat launch is actually starting construction on Monday. So this facility will be renovated. The concrete piers here will be removed. A new dock will be put in that's compliant with all the fish requirements that we have to comply with. It will be ADA accessible. The parking lot will be enlarged. Right now it's a fairly small facility. So this launch actually will be closed from Monday until mid-December until this renovation is completed. We're excited about getting going on these projects. I don't know if any of you have been up to the Overlook. This is just above Wanapum Dam. This is the site that was completed in 2011. We renovated this facility, put a vault toilet up there, put in some interpretation and education elements on the Ice Age floods, put in binoculars there so you can see down the central gap. It's a very nice area for a picnic, so you get a chance to stop by. Wanapum Dam picnic area. This is an entrance to the dam itself. We have a current picnic area that's there. Our requirement is to enhance this area, add a few more picnic tables, put in restroom facilities and some trails, so you can view like the fish bypass and everything. So the facility is the lower boat launch. It's right down there below Wanapum Dam. Very popular area for area fishermen to use. This one definitely needs some upgrading. Steep and narrow. So the plan shows
yes, I did.
dock there. Having an existing dock currently.
it's called.
To renovate this launch and make it usable at all levels, and to upgrade the parking area. It does see a lot of use. The Wanapum Dam Heritage Center. Angela had talked about the new Heritage Center that's being built currently. We have requirements in our license to do some minor interpretation elements at this center, as well as picnicking area. And our proposal is to move those requirements out of the facility and join them with the new hydro building that's being built here, and then also join them on the picnic area that we talked about, so that we can have a permit for outdoor just on the upstream and downstream of the dam. The fishing pier actually is right above the dam, on the corner there, kind of outside of where the cove, where Gaines Cove used to be. And so we'll be putting in the fishing pier there with some parking right at the entrance to the crossing of the dam. And then the boat launch itself down below the dam will be enhanced so that you have a parking area and actual launch with the dock. That's a very popular area for fishermen on that side of the river on the Bruce Drive. That one we actually have submitted our permits to the agency, so we're just waiting for approval for those so that we can move forward with construction. Forget Lake, this is a lake that we have property in and around just off of Lower Crab Creek Road. So part of our requirements there are to put some trails, handboat launching areas, picnic tables, and interpretation there. So that one will be moving forward with this project next year. We have some cooperative management at that site for fisheries group. They have some requirements to put some elements for interpretation and education there as well. Buckshot boat launch is down on Cruise Rapids Pool, just north of Desert Air. It's a small boat launch area that's managed by the Department of Fish and Wildlife and the community. Our requirement for this site is to put in an ADA hunting line areas that's used private for hunting and fishing, and to work with our wildlife department. They've already started working on reducing the size of that parking lot. It's very it's a huge parking lot putting on the use that it gets, and we'll be putting some golf carts and trails at this location as well. Bruce Rapids Recreation Area is actually a combination of 3 different requirements in our license. The Desert Air Boat Launch, a 3.1-mile trail along the shoreline, and increased park area and things area. So this one we actually just went out to bid and awarded the contract. So come the 1st of November, construction will start at this location. So this launch will be closed probably from November through about March to do all the updates there. The 3.1-mile trail will start at the south end of Desert Air and traverse through the boat launch area north about to the end of where Cox's Landing is, if you know that location. So we're very, very excited about getting going on this project, enhancing this boat launch in Davis area. And Bruce Rapids Tail Race is an area just below Bruce Rapids Dam that's used by area fishermen. And we are proposing to move the location to a better location, just 1 mile downstream, where we can put in 10 camp area spots there, drive in rather than walk in, and provide that area for fishermen and golf carts and even access trails to the water. So as you can see, there's a lot of projects, 17 capital projects that we have to move forward in the next 3 years to complete a lot of work. And then there's also 6 additional sites that in our license were identified as lower use areas, maybe undeveloped areas, dispersed recreation, that we have a requirement to make sure we're visiting these sites very frequently, doing site cleanup and monitoring for what type of uses are occurring in. And then we can determine within our update that we have with our recreation plan in 2015, whether any of these sites are qualified for additional upgrades or if there's things that we can do to prevent some of the site degradation and not going because of the type of use.
Okay, we're almost done. One thing I want to bring up, if you guys aren't familiar with Getty's Cove, the district acquired it a few years ago. It was formerly a private campground, kind of party central. It was really hammered. We picked it up, thankfully, to a good downtown real estate economy, and we were able to sell it. So it's a real gem, and we've been able, the last couple of years, to work with Washington State Parks to develop kind of an interim management plan. And we actually opened this site this spring, and it's open to the public. Kind to our interim plan. This site, by the way, is not a requirement for Grant PUD to operate as a recreation site. We did acquire it just for future distribution needs. It was identified as a site that was desirable through licensing. So kind of our interim plan right now is to use it basically as a day use area. We have a 2-year agreement with state parks, and this map kind of shows the recreation area. We've made some substantial improvements there. It was full of junk trailers and just all sorts of debris, so we've cleaned it up. We spent some money normalizing the parking area and the day use opportunities there. And we also operate the site under a valuable management plan. So when people go on for a few years, we have a very successful pair of meeting valuables that are right here. And so it's kind of an exciting thing for us too, because it provides a really good educational opportunity for folks. So we're really hoping for next year to get more people out there to do more interpretive type events and to really kind of showcase this property here. Kind of bigger picture, we do anticipate renovating this site maybe in a few years or longer to be formalized as a group camping site. There's some homes in the back and opportunities for things like field camps. I can easily see this being a great field camp site for the universities or colleges around here. And we're just, again, continuing to look at things as far as what our vision is there. And Jerry mentioned some of the interpretive things. Please, if you haven't gone up to the mountain, go check it out. There's great information on Ice Age floods. We're going to continue to develop interpretive opportunities for the Ice Age floods national trail, and we're working with state parks and other groups on that as well. And definitely doing more, like I mentioned, with the eagles, native plants, things like that. So you'll see a lot of really neat opportunities for education out there. So with that, I know you guys are aiming for a break, but if you have any questions, feel free to talk to Jerry and I, and we're happy to hear them.
One important question is, will PUD be using supply to all of these sites? And does the state, the DNR state parks discover that supply to the use of these sites?
So the question is, do we apply fees, and under management of state parks and other partners, does the Discover Pass apply? So sites that we do have cooperative agreement with state parks and DFW Discover Pass is required. Well, right now we're looking at all of our sites as far as partnerships, are the sites that we're going to operate, maintain, or concession out, are there going to be fees? Our goal is definitely not to impose fees on these sites. These are sites that are paid for by ratepayer dollars, and we're going to do our best to keep sites either free or low cost. So the answer is we're working on it. This is Quillamine Dune. Quillamine Dune. It's on the other side of Kansas County across from the sun. It's where all the people go, you know.
Quillamine is probably the most used piece of ground in the whole reservoir, and yet it's kind of left out. And I would understand that. Is it just a place you don't want to go there if you don't have to?
It's owned by Fish and Wildlife, this part of wildlife area there. There's a long history there, and I know that there have been proposals to provide, portable toilets or different kinds of sanitation facilities, and it just hasn't gone anywhere because it is a wildlife area. People do use it, but it's not managed for use.
And that may be yes.
So it's kind of, it's another situation.
Our requirement is to help Fish and Wildlife with them recycling it. So we do that, especially after holiday weekends. We send a crew out there with a boat, and that one pictures that was on the slide with all the garbage bags along the shoreline. We'll then kick back in like from 30 to 40 garbage bags full of trash after every